north of Albion, there lived a man, wild in nature but loving in kind. He saw the fool for what he was, the beguiled who were taking his nation to the pitman's flame. He saw the desert in the media's game of taking his nation to this Topia's game, where all get implanted with the nightshade haze, and in life the nation can sleep in unshamanic days. In the south of Albion, where the city dwelt, lived a man rich in wealth but destitute in love. He loves his family but cares not for the people, as he steals their wealth in a legal haze of buttons for the poor and Armani for the rich. In a land divided by wealth, the shame of the few shines through, like a vision so bright with unshamanic light, that even the gods can see their lists of shame, and send the bitter rich to the pitman's flame. In the land of the hollow oak, the man of the north stands tall, as he rants to the moon about this unshamanic grace of bitter disgrace, that the rich can live without a second thought, to the pensioner's plight, that all bills are so great, that the early grave for the pensioners is certain every winter, and the poor join them in the dead man's haze, under the rich man's game of greed. What of Albion's plight, where the people don't know their heritage, that most in England are Celtan, the establishment in England are Norman? What then of the dictator few of these Norman rapists? Do we let them lie and rule for another 1,000 years, when all they dream of is the implant's grace? So the man of the north became the hermit of old, wise from the glare of systematic doom, of the media's show on Albion screens, where the lies of the state are ignored by the earth.
Danny lived with his kin in a community of souls, all living off-grid to the delight of their clan. That the state that binds is not liked by their kind, So they rejected it all and lived off the land. They practiced the ancient art of permaculture, where the soil of the earth was fertilized quite naturally. To the delight of their kin, they had wholesome meals for all. So they thrived under the moon of the old god's embrace. To the herd, Danny and his kind are great. They inspire the wild in every heart to shake off their chains of hate. Slavery for the working classes and utopia for the rich. How can the elite ever hope to achieve real utopia, since they poison the earth and damn the people and pervert the laws of the gods to their own souls' dearth? So Danny and his kind are heroes to us all, that they can defy the politician and prove that they can thrive without the nanny state, where adults decide their fate with the governments helping the poor and disabled. For in utopia we know no one is left behind to suffer while the masses enjoy life and leave the poor, the forgotten. So the commune of Danny and his kind was raided by the state, as no politician can let the people know that we don't need them to act like tyrants over people so bright with hope, that the shaman's vision of the utopian dream is shared by all, who would damn their kin to an implanted maze, where the death of privacy turns your wife into a porn star and your children into sex objects for that Norman rapist state. Remember Seville and Cyril Smith, and remember the Norman state's response to them. And remember we allowed them to build that state around us. So let's take to the streets and show them our banners of disdain, that they meet in secret and decide our fate, where the love of all is never in the state, for their greed of power is perverting their soul. So let them burn in the pitman's flame, where the dead will scream their cries of hate forevermore in the pitman's fire. Sammy and his kind are the unknown soul, a beacon of hope for humanity's needs. That food is contained in the sacred farm state, not poisoned with chemicals in the farmer man's greed.
Hey traitors, what you doing in Parliament? Running the country for a foreign cabal of bankers, selling our nation's wealth to the ultra-rich. Like snakes in the den, they cry for more, as their millions are not enough. They want power for them and none for us. Powerless they are if we make them so. For in the democratic light, we vote our might, then we get what we deserve. A country unlike the past, utopia for us and none for them. Let's take their wealth, empty their offshore bank accounts, and spend the money with haste, for our nation's disgrace is not doing so already. For in the wealth of the rich comes the doom of us all, as they conspire their visions of implanted haste to our people's minds of the nightshade's embrace. So in the minds of the earthen few, the rebel's grace has shone through, and all now know of the dead man's show. So I'll woke and join the glow of that shamanic fire of rebellion's foe. So in Britain we know that the earthen few have the implant too, and the implanted few will rise as one and take the war back to their outrageous foe. For in the enmity of the earthen kind comes the will of freedom's fight. We're all join in and sway with pride at the people's might on public display. Protest this might of the earthen might, that all souls thrive in the earthen light. Protest this might of the earthen might, that all souls thrive in the earthen light. Sammy was sitting in his house, sipping wine and smoking joints, watching the telly and talking to his friends about the robbery, having the time of their lives while ignoring the poverty. Gangsters they were, and being gangsters they loved, for in the comradeship of the street they had found their community. Bob was in the bank, a policeman of 20 years. Bob knew why the bank was robbed,
The poverty of the city was encompassing all who had visited her. And Bob knew every crook in his beat, and knew in his head who robbed the bank. For the street had ears, and everyone knew what Bob knew. Thomas sat in his big house with his friends, bankers of 40 year or more, counting their millions that they gained quite legally. They robbed businesses of their wealth, and the people of their health. Banksters they were, and being banksters they loved, for in the comradeship of the office they had found their community. For in the destitution of poverty comes the sickness of ill health, and an early grave for the working classes. What kind of society condemns the poor while ignoring the crimes of the elite? Now tell me, this old friends who judge, and tell me who is more just and moral in their crimes, Sammy and his friends, or Thomas and his cohorts? Or are they both just as wrong as the state that breeds them? Since poverty breeds crime, then why don't we just eradicate her? Surely the rich know it's within their interest to heal the poor, instead of working them into an early grave. So reluctantly Bob headed off to Sammy's house with questions in mind. For the crime was a crime, no matter the poverty. And Bob knew that jailing too would not end the crimes of poverty. For in the wealth of a nation to leave the few behind is the sin of the state, and in the state that sins against the people is a leech upon the workers' rights to thrive. If the rich's cure for poverty is death of the poor, then they will inherit not their wealth but the pitman's wrath. For in death the judgment of the gods will shine, and send the gullible to pay the pitman's fine. There is no difference between the gangster and the bankster, for in greed there is the pitman's fine and the people's wrath, which is the God's judgment of the sick in mind.
In England, for sure, there is a tower we know, a tower so tall that all fall under her spell. There's a warning in every broadcast, ignored by all. In the dead man's nation, unaware of its doom, round she be like a donut, not old, unwanted by all, but loved by her workers, shamed by their bosses. They fall under the moon with nightshade and all. They blow the wind to a dead man's land. In flowers in his hair, roots in his boots and guitar in hand. From the earth he is with a message of hope, that love can turn the strongest of chains into chains of silk easily broke. Simon can hear the devil sing, he sings of banks and parliaments. Slaves to him, he keeps their sins close to his pitman's desire. For it's their time to burn, and burn they will in the pitman's fire. If they take our nation to dystopia's bitter hand. The shaman sings a utopian anthem loved by all who hear, with words of freedom from slavery in a utopian dream. So let the shaman dream of his blissful land, and help him achieve his wondrous vision, that all souls can thrive under a utopian moon. Run away, you bankers and politicians, for the people need governance, not corruption and tyranny. For love is missing in the establishment class, and who needs a loveless chicken running the roost like a tyrant? They act like animals, ruining the nation, oblivious to the horrors they inflict on an unsuspecting nation, so close to its destiny that the path now chosen will be permanent. Utopia or dystopia is the choice we face. Let's make it with all the grace of a people united and whole, and divided by none, with no one heeding the tower of doom. In the pits of hell dwelled the devil himself, smiling gleefully at Britain's gaze, where all souls are being sent to him in sacrificial grace, by the Norman few to the banker's script. Repent, O folk of Britain, for your hour of doom is near, that no protests mean a dead man's nation, where the ultra-rich will gain the nation's shame by stealing all from the people's name, and leave them in an implanted game, where all souls
people join him in naming the great, so that the people's wrath can inspire the horde to shake off tyranny's chains of woe. For these chains only bind the blind. By the light of the earth and moon, dystopia's gaze embraces all who see nothing but their family's needs. Instead of all the community's needs, greed comes in many different shapes. So let's be awake, the fate of the banker few, and never copy their greed like waves. So the banker's fate is the devil's fire of greed, undiminished by the dead man's show. Surely they know of their fate when they're dead. So how can they not show their love for all? Or are they truly the loveless and the godless? Unlike the people they rule, where utopia beckons in the dreams of all. My friends and comrades, what happened to our family of ravers? Did the persuasions of tyranny silence your tongues? I fought this good fight without a shout from your minds. I've suffered the ignominy of ranting and raving to the moon above. What comes of the dead man's show if no one listens? I have faith in the gods above, in the Aes Sidhe beside them, and in the good people that I meet. But time has moved on and time is never still. For the rebel's mind is forever needed elsewhere. If all that we have is our soul, then what happens to our dreams? Do we dream of tyranny or love when all we have is dictatorship, wrapped up in democratic chains of cotton wool? If the West is lost, then the earth is doomed to fate, not unlike the dead man's show. I've walked the streets and cities of this land and saw the defeat in people's souls. If people give in to the corrupt state, then our grandchildren will be dust. So the fight must be fought in the dead man's mind, so no one
earth stands alone, who rants at the moon. For ranting at the moon is the earth and one's kind. The pits of fire are waiting for the dead man's fall. The people so warped that love means naught to them. For the love of all is embedded in the mind, and the mind must be set free to contaminate the perversions of the Western state. For in that state comes the doom of the earth. And we can talk for the rights of man till the cows come home. It will not change a thing unless we take to the streets in protest. For the protest is needed against the technological dystopia that's being created around us. For all the roses of Britain could not sanctify the sins of the banksters. For in the sins of the banks comes the death of us all. So the hermit I will become, the hermit of the oak, where drudgery is the salvation I need, as I learn to wake the world up. For in the waking of the world comes the bliss of utopia, where man can love without being shamed into masculine bullshit. How can the gangster many be more popular than the prophet few? If we adore violence above love, then that's the godless society we endure.